Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here, and welcome to STN Stock Talk with Ricky and myself. Ready for a great day. Good to be back. Thanks for holding it down for me, Ricky, as
No
always,
problem,
or for
brother.
us, I should say. I mean, it's good to be back, and thanks for everything. But a couple quick things, guys, before we get started. Just want to hope you guys come over to stocktraders.net. Please read the disclaimer that's up on the screen as well as the description section. And I just want to throw out there this morning, yesterday I had taken the day off from trading, and I was brainstorming a little bit. And I just want to encourage you guys that are watching this video. We're doing this for you guys. There's no bonus for us or anything like that. We're trying to give back to the trading community and do some good things. Feel free to send us a message in stocktraders.net. We have a free trading floor. You can join, send it there. If you don't want to go through that and join, just send us instant messages on Twitter. I think my PM is open to people sending a message, whether you like it or dislike it or what you'd like to see more of. You know, we're trying to build this for you guys and build a community that's all sharing and helping each other out. We're not just trying to alert a name and everybody follows. It's not our style. We're not trying to just throw low float names at you and say, yeah, this is going to squeeze today. Most of them do. We're trying to come up with unique opportunities and show you different ways that we look at charts and look at trading and help you guys along. And that's the whole idea of this is letting you take a little bit from Ricky, a little bit from myself, a little from Titus and Monaco, and then formulate your own trading plan. So have that in mind. Please continue to spread the word about us. We're all just trying to help. We want to build this up to be something awesome for everybody. So please spread the word and join us over at stocktraders.net and check us out. With that being said, I know we got a few names to go over this morning, so I'm excited to see what Ricky's got on his agenda. I know he's got a couple good ones I'm watching too. So Ricky, over to you, man.
Right on, Goose. Thanks a lot, guys. Welcome to Stock Talk. Good to have my boy Goose back. Good to be into the second day of the week and ready to crush things. Let's just jump right into it. If you guys hear a baby on my lap, that's because there is.
That's your new partner or what?
Yeah, she's off in one day. Doing my due diligence, bro.
Nice.
So the first thing I'm looking at, guys, is INO. Let's just do the basics real quick. Is 91 million OS. The float 78.5 million, so it's not a low float. They had $37.5 million of cash at the end of March. They burn about $4 million a month. Now, listen, they do still have 19 million left on an ATM, and the shelf that those shares are registered under expires June 5th. Now, it's not the hardest thing in the world for these companies to re-register shares, but it does cost them money. It wouldn't surprise me if they do want to just use that up. Maybe not today, but soon. And they do have the PR to do it this morning. The last offering was for 12.5 million shares at $6. That was back on July 25th. And they didn't have a whole lot of time that it traded above 6. I actually think there's still people that are going to be holding those and probably looking to get out on any push up there. The technical levels, guys, 755, this over that level, it should get legs. I don't know if it will, but I'm hoping it does. And there are some warrants out there, but they're not substantial. The one thing I really want to point out about this company, guys, let's just make the daily chart bigger real quick. If you guys see this big move they had back on May 24th, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this company, but I am. And I remember trading them that day. And I remember what the headline was. Okay. I'm going to read you the headline from May 24th, 2017. Inovio HIV vaccine elicits nearly 100% immune response rates in clinical study. Sound familiar? Yeah. Almost the same spin they're putting on it today. And listen, guys, this thing went to $12 pre-market and then just slammed after. It's a scummy company. They're rehashing the same spin on this stupid data. I'm short bias on this thing big time. So any big push, it's getting shorted. I'm going to make sure I have some kind of levels to put risk against, but don't get suckered into these guys, especially now that their float is nowhere near what it used to be. Next thing, guys, I'm going to move on to the next one. It's SORL. It's an earnings winner and a low float. So 19 million OS, but the float's like 8 million. There's some insiders that own over half the company. Now I'll show you what I'm really looking at on this one, and that is this downtrending line that's been here for a long time. You can see the not last earnings, but the prior one. We had this same move, this gap right up into that, and then a big sell-off. So I'm really interested to see how it handles this 650 area, which is not only going to be that downtrend line, but from where they were building that pennant, it's the bottom side of that as well. So I believe we may have quite a bit of overhead supply that could kill this move. But as always, guys, got to stay safe on it. It is a low float. Last thing I want to talk about is CLWT, and it's strictly because more so of a warning than it is a recommendation. The OS is 2 million shares. The float's only 900,000, guys. It's still relatively easy to borrow. I got some free shares through Wedbush. It's also a 5-cent ticker. Everything screams just stay away from this. Now, if you recall, recently I did post a trade recap video on CLWT where I pretty much botched the trade. I was break even on it, but had some issues with a bit of FOMO, just kind of taking some paper cuts on the front side, which is pretty uncharacteristic of my trading. I usually am very patient. And the takeaway from that trade was you can trade these low floats but they have to do something that we're not there yet, right? So the day I traded it was these big moves here. Those big moves are the days when these low floats are tradable. You can't be trading it on these little pops because there's not a high probability. You're lucky if you catch the fade on those. But when you do extend to the $8, $9, $10 level from something that's gapping up from 3, then you're playing with a bit of higher probability that you're going to catch a fade. And you have to know how to wait for the backside. Those are the ways you trade these. Until then, I won't touch this, but it is on the watch, and I just wanted to point that out, guys, so that you can stay safe. That's it for me. I'm going to let Goose take it away so I can get back to tending to my sick baby.
Thanks a lot, man. Good job, and way to keep it going. Strawberries are the king for kids.
Yes.
So I'm going to jump right into a few things. I'm going to start off with a little oddball name, be like, Argentinian stock, Telecom Argentina. Here we go. TEO. The thing that I love about the TEO one is that it held yesterday. It held the Friday's lows, and that was listen. The name has some range in it, and it's a low volume name. So this is one I always size accordingly, and there's probably going to be a bigger spread, and it's all going to be about entry. But if I see the opportunity to pluck some stock down here in that mid 21s, I'm looking at this name, trade it against. I plan to trade it against those 2 prior lows at that 2160 area. And I'm going to first look for a couple areas. 2244, you could see that it kind of topped out at yesterday, so that's what I talked about, which is almost $1 on the trade, and then maybe a push up towards 23 or better. This could have some range on a bounce on this name. So I actually like this name, even though it's an oddball name and probably not on a lot of people's radars. It's on my radar. I like these type of things. So I am going to watch this and see how it acts today. And if there's an opportunity for a risk reward play off those prior lows and it seems like it's holding, I'll take it and make a nice trade out of it. So that's number one, and I'm looking at. Number 2 is going to be VIPS. Let's talk about VIPS. So I got 2 thoughts on VIPS here, and I drew this a little bit earlier, I guess. Let me draw this back in here, and you can see what I was doing. And I was looking at the pre-market levels. So really up in this 14 area is going to be a 60% retrace off lows from pre-market. Right now it's actually making new lows here. This is actually from aftermarket yesterday, but this is where I drew it from. So couple thoughts on this. I think there's 2 trades setting up here. I don't know based on the action whether we're going to get what I was hoping, and that is some sort of buying imbalance through 13 and a push up on 14 for a fade. I do like the fade idea on this name. The other side of it is going to be how it acts at this $12 area. If I pull back the daily, you'll see what I'm looking at here. This is that $12 area, 1165, but just round it up to $12, the whole number there. And also you got the 200-day. So I do want to see how the action is at the open. If there's real heavy and it wants to hold 1180 to 1220 or somewhere in that range, I'd be looking for a reversal and a push back up on towards the 13. It would be my first target on a long side, and then see how it acts. So there's 2 trades. My priority trade is going to be a push up on 14 for a fade. And I'm definitely looking at it right where it's at right now. I think it could be a nice little long trade, but I want to see the wash. I mean, it could wash even lower than these levels here and then just reclaim it. So VIPS, I think there's going to be a really nice opportunity on it, but you got to be patient on this. And I think there's 2 trades on this. I think it's going to be a really good trader, and it will definitely be on my montage all day today to do a couple trades on it because I like the range it's going to have on it, and we'll see how it acts. The last one I want to comment, and I want to tie in another name to it, is Home Depot. And I know this is some of these ones I do cover the big names too, as far as they might seem obvious or whatever, but it's definitely worth talking about. And you can see before how it was kind of holding this $83 area. So right now, I drew some preliminary things, and numbers weren't terrible on the name and guidance. You see it coming in a little bit. I always look at these names and whatever it is as these staple names. And I put that in my tweet. And what happens is you get the institutional buying, it comes back in, and they just buy weakness on these things. So I want to see how it acts off key levels. And key levels to me is going to be the 20-day, obviously, which is 183. And that's why I put that down there. I want to see how it acts. And I also see right now it's holding okay right now. Now, what I'm hoping for is just like on some other names that I play, and they're kind of holding the lever, and then all of a sudden the market opens up and you get that big imbalance at the open. And I'll be on voice, to call out what I'm seeing if I see some of those imbalances. But I'm looking for a nice imbalance at the open and a wash down to 183 area. Might end up, paying up a little bit more than that. As you can see, it could be a little bit higher up in that 184. But that's what I'm looking for possibly a long entry and a turn in the name. If the market's going to be down, you have to keep that in mind for bounces. Might be a little bit softer on the bounce plays. And just one more thing I want to throw at you that I think is worth throwing at you is right now Lowe's is coming in LOW just as a sympathy play. Listen, if Home Depot holds and finds itself a level and starts getting some support and the market turns, LOW is going to be a go-to name for me for a long. And I'll show you real quick. This is just kind of like a little freebie here. You could see the chart looks really good on LOW. And $85 is right at the 200-day and the 50-day. So let's have LOW high on our watch list that if Home Depot turns and wants to hold a level and start pushing, I definitely will look at LOW for a long play. As the chart was looking really nice before this morning on LOW for a long side. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Good to be back. And hopefully you guys come check us out over there at StockTraders.net. And please, guys, if you're already members, no matter whether you're a member or not, or you just follow us on Twitter, send us a message. If you guys want to see some more stuff or different things or, whatever, just let us know. We need to know that from you guys and get some feedback. And if you like what we're doing, doesn't hurt to tell a friend about us and say, hey, I watch a watch list by Goose and Ricky every morning. This is the link. It's real simple. It's something free. All they got to do is click and watch. So help us out. We're trying to give back to you guys. Make sure you're telling everybody about us. So thanks a lot, guys. Let's have a great day, and we'll be back at you tomorrow morning. Thanks, Ricky.
Thanks a lot, Goose. See you guys over at StockTraders.net where you can catch yourself a good plan. Remember, if you don't have a plan, you don't have a trade. Stay safe out there. Protect your capital. Let's go out there and crush it. Peace.